Hey, welcome to Sports Unfolded NBA Ranking Show. I am your host, Eric, with the big dog in the house. My main man, Kenny. How are you?
Doing good, doing good.
So we are excited about this NBA season so far. You're sporting a little bit of swag there for our local hometown team, who continues to dominate right now and have done very well with our list so far this season. But we've got to obviously talk about all the teams that are on this list, Kenny, and we're going to bring that list up first so that the fans could see how you came up with these rankings. And here we go, my friend. So at number 5, the Memphis Grizzlies. At 4, the New Orleans Pelicans. At 3, the
Mhm.
Phoenix Suns. At number 2, the Milwaukee Bucks. And at number 1 is our Boston Celtics. So they've been on this number 1 probably for most of this, right? I
Yeah,
think this is week 7 or 8, and I think they've been on all but one as the number 1 team. So
yeah,
pretty
feels good.
impressive pretty impressive what Boston's been able to do so far this season. Uh, and just if you think about where they were last season to now, it's just amazing as to how they are. But let's start right off with this number 5 team, and that's the Memphis Grizzlies. And they are currently the Grizz 15-9, 9-2 at home, so very good home record. 6-7 on the road, so struggling a little bit on the road. They're averaging 14.8 points per game, which is 10th overall in the league.
Yep.
112.8 given up, which is 14th. So you think about it, they're playing a lot of close games. This week, Kenny, they face OKC, Detroit, and Atlanta all at home. So that bodes well for them. Again, very good at home. And then I wanted to point out, we know about Ja and Ja, what he can do. But
Hmm.
Desmond Bain, number 5 in the league, 3.8 3-pointers made per game. So he's also contributing, similar to what he did last season. But your thoughts on the Memphis Grizzlies and why they're at number 5?
They can run. They can run. They can run the ball. So they're 14-0 when they lead by double digits, but they're 9 when they don't.
Gotcha. So they got to get the lead and then just maintain it. Again, very young team. Again, what they did last season. If you look at the opportunities, if John Morant didn't get hurt last season in the postseason,
Right.
we might be having a different conversation of where the Memphis Grizzlies are or who they are. So them getting hurt or him getting hurt during that Golden State Warriors series, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And he missed a bunch of games, so that kind of hurt him. So
Yeah.
again, fair to say they may not be on this list next week. I mean, I looked at it. The only team that really you could possibly maybe the Sacramento Kings, as surprising as it is, they're 13-9 so far this season.
Yeah. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah. They won't be on this list next week. Against the Timberwolves, they were terrible. 16 for 30 from the free throw line, shooting 69% from the free throw line. They got to make their free throws and they got to rebound.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned too that again, 3 easy games this week, all at home.
Yep.
They should be able to win these games. If they lose any of these games, they definitely, again, these would be some bad losses and probably knock them out.
Yeah.
All right. So, very fun, exciting team at number 4, and that's the New Orleans Pelicans. When you talk about fully healthy,
Mm,
being healthy, and how important that is, Zion Williamson, healthy.
healthy.
He's so far been able to maintain that. They're 15-8 so far this season, 9-3 at home, 6-5 on the road, 117.3 points per game, which is 4th overall in the league. So they're scoring a ton of points, giving up 110.3, which is 10th. So they're in the top 10 in both statistical categories when it comes to. So they're not just scoring; they're shutting teams down.
Yeah.
Tough week though, at home for Detroit. I know how high you were on Detroit, but then back-to-back games at home with Phoenix.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts on the Pelicans, why they've been so successful so early this season, and then also can they maintain and stay on this top 5?
Yeah, I think they can. The last 8 games, they beat teams by double digits. And Jose Alvarón, 38 points, career high, no turnovers. Did a
Okay.
good job coming off the bench in 27 minutes.
Yeah, again, get a solid bench. Zion, again, we know is going to take some time off. He's not going to be fully healthy. Brandon Ingram, He's another one that sometimes gets injured. Can't stay healthy. McCollum's, an older player that
Yeah.
they're going to have some rest too. So it'd be interesting to see if the Pelicans can maintain this. How big of a impact do you think Zion Williamson could have for them this season if he stays healthy?
Huge, huge. He's
Is the
averaging he's averaging 4 assists a game. So he's getting his spots and now he knows how to pass the ball out when he gets double teamed. And they just have to have shooters around him.
Yeah, look, I just how dynamic of a player he is. They signed him to that big contract. Right now, it's paying off. They're getting their money's worth, right? They're a winning ball club. They're 7 games over 500. I'm concerned about the health. It concerns me because he just hasn't been able to stay consistent at it.
Me too.
So if I was going to say the Phoenix Suns would be at number 3, Kenny, you would probably tell me you're crazy, Eric, because we thought about what this team was last season. I think they finished the season number 1 in last year's poll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So far, 16-8 this season, 12-2 at home. So phenomenal home record, but 4-6 on the road. Just have not been the same team when they travel. 116.5 points per game, which is 7th overall. 109.3 given up, which is 6th. So you think about it, they have not been predominantly known as a defensive team. They're only giving up 109 points. So very good so far this season when it comes to defense. Tough stretch, though, this week. We talked about it. Boston tonight.
Yep.
At home, and then at New Orleans for those back-to-back games. Your thoughts on why the Phoenix Suns aren't better than what their record shows right now, 16-8?
Those back-to-backs are terrible. Those back-to-backs are horrible. Devin Booker averaged 45 points last week, shot 78%.
Wow.
And they did it without Chris Paul, who will be back tonight.
Is this an indication, though, as this team, again, when you look at the West, they're the highest ranked West team so far. Are they the best team in the West?
Yeah, most definitely. And once they get Chris Paul back, we'll see if he's he has rust, or is he well rested, or he's ready to go, or
I feel like we have this conversation a lot about Chris Paul.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Because I believe last time we said it, right? How great it would be to get the rest before he gets into the postseason, because he lost some time there as well. So look, I like Phoenix. This is a big game tonight because both of these teams could be considered NBA Finals opponents, and
huge game.
Who's gonna strike that first blow and become the team that the other team has to really think about and worry about. We know what Boston's been doing. Phoenix a little inconsistent, but very good at home, 12-2. So very good matchup there. So I believe this was my pick for the NBA Finals, and that's the number 2 Milwaukee Bucks. So 17-6 so far this season, 11-3 at home, 6-3 on the road. Only scoring 112.6 points per game, which is 15. So they're middle of the pack when it comes to scoring, but 3rd overall defensively, only giving up 107.8 points. So you talk about a defensive juggernaut. That's the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis, out of this world right now, 2nd overall in scoring in the NBA at 31.9 points and 5th in rebounding at 11.3. So we talk about Tatum MVP candidate, which we'll discuss next, but Giannis is quietly having another one of those seasons where he's dominating.
Yeah, he dominates.
So one of those games, some of their games this week, Sacramento at home. So again, we talk about a high scoring team, 2nd overall in scoring. Sacramento, can this defense stop them? Then at Dallas and at Houston. So 2 very winnable games. Dallas is a toss-up because, again, depends on what Mavericks team shows up and if Luka, can do Luka things, which sometimes he has that ability to do.
Yeah.
But they just got back Middleton. How strong are the Bucks? How much of a threat right now are the Milwaukee Bucks to the Boston Celtics?
Just like you said, they just got Middleton. On Friday, he did a pretty good job, 5 for 7, mid-range, 7 assists, no turnovers.
Yeah, they're going to ease him back in.
Yeah,
right. They're not going to rush him back into anything, but defensively is where I say, look, most teams that are going to get there, Boston last season to get to the finals, it was all about defense. They became the number 1 defensive team. Right now, Milwaukee as a contender is playing probably some of the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
that makes a difference. And
Right.
now you get Middleton back. Drew Holiday has been playing extremely well
Yep.
in his absence. You got guys off the bench like Grayson Allen who have done very well for them. And then your boy Brook Lopez. I know how high you are on Brook, but defensively, what he's been able to do, and even offensively. So I don't know. Let me ask you this: if you had to vote MVP right now, are you going Giannis?
No.
You going to go with the guy at number one?
Yep.
Is any indication of the thing that's on your hat? Maybe is a small factor in that, or
I am not biased at all.
no, not at all, not at all.
Not
As I could see that little Ray Allen in the background as well, my friend. Oh my goodness, I somehow I don't believe you. Somehow I don't believe you. So let's talk about those Boston Celtics, the number one team again this week, 20-5 overall, 11-2 at home, 9-3 on the road. 120.6 points per game is number one in the league. They're the highest scoring team in the league this season. 13th overall defensively, though, giving up 112.6. Rob Williams, I think, will solve some of that problem when he's back and fully healthy.
Yes.
But they're on the West Coast. Very tough stretch here at Phoenix, at Golden State, at the Clippers. And then before then, our next rankings will be out on Tuesday. They play the Lakers that night as well. So Jason Tatum, 30.8 points per game, fourth overall in the league. Why are the Boston Celtics so successful so far this season?
They move the ball and they can score. Their bench has been outstanding. Tatum has been outstanding. Everybody knows their role. They lack defense, not like last year. Last year they were number one in defense. They need to start rebounding the ball. They're 9-0 against the West. The West Coast is coming up, so hopefully, if they can offensive rebound, we'll win a couple of games.
So the dynamic of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, probably the 1-2 best combo in the league now. Fair to say?
Yeah.
The fact that they're getting stuff out of Brogdon off the bench.
He is so confident.
Right? He just seems like a different player.
Yeah, he is just so confident when he shoots. Man, it's
So the only thing I think hurts this team right now is size, right? Can they get big? Can Brad Stevens make a move, at some point to get them a big guy? Because Rob Williams, again, not fully healthy. The Al Horford deal keeps Al around for a while. So you think about continuity and what they've been able to do. These guys are going to be around for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
This is a great window right now for the Boston Celtics. They're going to need to make a move. Blake Griffin the other night had a big game for them. Again, that's nice to see where, look, if you're going to get contributions from some of those guys off the bench, it bodes well for this team. Again, this stretch, to your point, tough. Which of these three games do you think they'd try to make more of a point of, though? Probably not the Clippers, but Phoenix, Golden State. Would you think that they're more in tune to try to beat Phoenix? Or do you think that Golden State hiccup last season with the finals, and they're looking more, if they were going to circle a game on their calendar right now, Kenny, which one would it be?
It'd be Phoenix.
You think so? Because of where they stand right now?
Yep. First would be Phoenix, then Christmas Day, it would be the Bucks.
Ooh, they play Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Oh, what a present. I like that by the NBA. That's really good.
Me too.
I could take that all day of the week, my friend. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
Celtics winning the NBA championship this season?
Yes, we are.
Wow. You said it with confidence, and you just jinxed them. You just jinxed them.
See, I'm looking for that, that Chicago record,
Oh,
I think we can do it.
They're not 72-10. No, they already got 5 losses. They're already halfway there.
I think we can do it.
Oh, 73-9 is the record. Golden State.
Yeah.
There's no way they lose 4 games the rest of the year. All right, Kenny. Kenny?
Yes.
No more tequila for you, my friend. Okay? No more tequila for you. You are officially cut off. If I were to tell you the one thing that scares me about your comment would be Joe Mazzulla. As well as he's been so far this season, the inexperience at the coaching level in the playoffs, does that not put a small sense of doubt in your mind that this team could fail because of that?
You know what? I thought about it long and hard, and I'm going to tell you, no, doesn't bother me at all. Because you got to remember, Mark Jackson, he was a coach of Golden State.
Yeah. No, great point.
Right? And he taught them boys the backcourt, Steph Curry and Clay.
Yep.
He taught them how to run that backcourt. Then they fired my man, and then Steve Kerr comes in.
Just fine tunes it enough to get a championship.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
that's a great point and a great way to look at it. I didn't look at it that way. So yeah, very, very smart way to look at it, Kenny. Right? Maybe this change is going to actually help them. I may got them to the point of them understanding how to get there. Maybe
Exactly.
Missoula can coach them enough to get the win.
Exactly.
No, great point. Great point. So let's bring up that list one more time. And again, we finished at number 5 with the Memphis Grizzlies this week. The New Orleans Pelicans at 4.
Mhm.
The Phoenix Suns at 3. The Milwaukee Bucks at 2. And the Boston Celtics remain at number 1 this week in our ranking. So, Kenny, if I was going to ask you if there's a team or teams that should be a little nervous this week going in of either dropping or falling off of this list, which teams would you say we should be most concerned with?
New Orleans Pelicans.
Just the back-to-back with Phoenix this week.
Yeah, back to back with Phoenix. Let's see how they'll do. Chris Paul's back. Let's see how healthy he is. And I tell you what, if he tries to get everybody involved in any games in the first quarter, he is ready.
Yeah, it's just a shame. Again, Chris Paul, we talk about such a dynamic player and what he's able to do, and yet somehow every year we're talking about injuries now with him. And if you talk about a guy that should get a chip, he's probably
Yes.
that guy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's always going to be on a team that's good enough to possibly win it. That I don't think he'll be one of those trade guys that, towards the end of a season where you're just dumping people.
Mhm.
So I just it's a shame because again, great player.
Third best point guard of all time.
All right, my friend, it's Do You Remember time. And do you remember we have basically 3 players, coaches, teams. We come up with a few different things and we try to quiz you on it. So Ron does it with the NHL. He actually got a couple today. So maybe I'm not doing my job well enough. So we'll have to see if you can to do a little better here. And I guess I would say how we will start it off is this player was with the San Antonio Spurs, considered one of the coldest men on the court. I guess would be the fairest way to say it based on his nickname.
Okay.
And the sweet finger roll, man. He had a sweet finger roll.
Oh, George Gervin.
George Gervin, very good, got the player. But do you know what team he ended his career with?
Whoa. Ooh.
I am going to blow your mind with this one, my friend, because you're not going to believe it.
Okay, so I know that when he played horse with Pistol Pete, he was still with the Spurs. Wow. George Gervin. Why do I want to say the Dallas Mavericks?
Dallas Mavericks is your guess?
That's not right, though.
Okay, you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Chicago Bulls, my friend. And you want to know who he played with that year?
That's right.
Some guy named Michael Jordan.
Oh my God, that is so right. I forgot all about that.
George Gervin was there before Michael Jordan became Air Jordan.
Yep.
1985. The Iceman, cold on the court, bro. That finger roll, right? George Gervin, though, and if you think about it, right, did not remember that.
Wow.
It's so hard to remember that.
Wow, I forgot all about that. Dang. All right. 0 for 1.
0 for 1, yes. All right, so this player was considered one of the best rebounders and scorers of all time as a big man. Actually up there in most of these statistical categories. Played for the Philadelphia 76ers. He used to part C's. How's that?
He used to part C's. Part C's. Used to part C's.
It's the best
Part
clue I could
C's.
give. Yeah.
Part C's.
Yeah, who parts
Used
C's?
to part C's. Moses Malone?
There we go. Moses parts the C, bro. So
Okay.
Moses Malone, Philadelphia 76ers. Do you know where
Yep.
he ended his career?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
The Bullets.
The Bullets?
Yeah,
Moses
Washington
Malone. Bullets.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if you're right.
Oh, gosh.
San Antonio, my friend. But in between, let me say this. You were semi-right on this because he went to Washington, Atlanta, Milwaukee, back to Philadelphia, and then finished his career with the San Antonio Spurs. So Moses Malone. And I remember him with Atlanta. For some reason,
Yeah.
that one sticks in my head more than any others of those teams.
I remember him with the Bullets.
The Bullets, man. Wow.
Yeah. You know why they changed? You know why they changed the name?
It was considered a little too threatening, wasn't it?
They wanted to reduce crime in Washington.
Yeah, in Washington. So they didn't want to associate it with
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm
listen.
sure that's the crime went way down after that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
in Washington.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
didn't. All right, so I'm gonna give you a give me here. This is a gimme.
All right.
I would
Okay,
think.
All right.
All right. So
Mhm.
Rick Pitino was the head coach of the Boston Celtics from 1997 to 2001.
Yeah.
Who replaced Rick Pitino as the next coach of the Boston Celtics?
Oh, jeez.
Do you remember, Kenny? Who was the coach after Rick Pitino? And he was there for 4 years.
So 4 years. Larry Bird's not walking through that door.
Larry Bird, no, he is not walking through that door, my friend. Neither is Robert Parrish or Kevin McHale, just so you know.
Exactly. And as soon as you get that through your thick head,
Yes.
you
You
know
what I need you. You know what I need you to do next time we play this game, Kenny. This game. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Listen, we talking about practice, not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
All right. So
not a game.
Not a game. Okay.
Not a game.
So the game. I think you may need some practice next time, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get a little practice.
Right? I gotta brush up. All right. I want to say Jim O'Brien.
You want to say Jim O'Brien? Let's see if you're correct.
Jim O'Brien.
Let's see if you are right, my friend. Is it Jim O'Brien? You are correct, my friend. Jim O'Brien, 2001 to 2004. Believe it or not, 139 and 119. So he actually had a winning record, 13 and 13 in the playoffs. He was 500 in the playoffs.
Yo, I liked Jim O'Brien when I was a kid.
Jim O'Brien was a good coach. He
was
really
a real
was.
good coach.
And you think
Real
about the
good
mess
coach.
that Patino left him and what he was
Oh.
able to build.
Right?
So that was interesting. Good job though on that one.
You know, I remember Jim.
How do you remember Jimmy O'Brien? How do you remember?
O'Brien, he is the first coach to coach an all-black team
Really?
in the NBA. Yeah.
Wow.
That's all the team was. Everybody was African American.
Wow.
Everybody was African American.
Right. And he was an assistant coach with Patino, correct?
Yes, he was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's right. And there was a little bit of that,
Yeah.
like you're bringing in the same kind of style, but he was a completely different coach.
Yep.
Yeah. Rick Pitino didn't do so well in Boston.
No, not at all. Nope, not at all.
Not at all, man. It didn't work for him.
No.
So this has been the Sports Unfolded NBA ranking show. We are normally on every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And that is on Rhode Island Broadcasting. So check out Rhode Island Broadcasting. If you'd like to follow us on our social media platforms, that ticker right down there, it's kind of telling you everything and each way you can follow us. We post these each and every week. We also do our NBA, NFL, and NHL rankings. Once Major League Baseball season starts again, can't wait for that. I know you have some opinions on the Aaron Judge situation. Save it for our MLB preview show, Kenny. Don't. All right. But look forward to next week's list, my friend, and seeing if any of this changes, because there's going to be some really good games this week, and some of these teams are going to possibly lose a couple of these games. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hold on to these top 5 spots.
Oh yeah.
My friend, thank you again for joining.
Anytime.
I will see you next week. Everybody that's joined live, thank you very much. All those that are going to watch afterwards, check us out, follow us, do all you can. And all we ever ask for every single week, my friend, is peace in this world.
Peace.